I love to like pour into people and help them feel confident. That is probably the main thing that I love about my business. I just want to like inspire other young girls not to just be themselves and not to change themselves. If they want to go get their nails done and stuff, don't listen to somebody if they tell you no.
Because that's who you truly are.
Yeah.
Welcome to the In the Arena podcast. My name is Jared Miguez, a co-host on this podcast that brings you the inspiring stories of our clients who are leaders and innovators across different industries in Southeast Louisiana. They are visionary entrepreneurs, savvy real estate professionals, media creators, military business owners, and community champions. And we are going to showcase the remarkable achievements and share their personal stories. Tune in for insightful conversations, valuable lessons, and motivational stories that are going to reveal their secrets to success and offer you insights to help you on your own path. Welcome to In the Arena podcast.
All right. Well, we are here today with Ella Croteau, which I am so excited about. One, because she's a young female and a business owner, and that brings me a ton of joy when I get to witness that. And two, because she's my spray tan artist. Is that so we call you spray tan artist? I mean, I feel like that's what it is.
Spray tan artist.
At least. So tell us about Ella.
So I'm 19 years no, hold on. I'm 20 years old.
I mean, I would want to say 19 too, so that's fine. I'm also 19. Okay. 20-year-old Ella.
I'm 20 years old. I am a business owner. I just made a year for my business.
Ah, congrats.
Yes.
Happy working birthday.
Thank you. And I have 5 English bulldogs. They're basically my life.
Love it. Names of your children.
Alice, Rosemary, Emerald, but we call her Emmy.
Cute.
And then Buddy and a new one. We just got her.
We haven't named her yet? Or we just named her?
No, we just...
Okay. All right. We're settling in on the name. We're not sure we want to share it yet. Fresh new baby. Has she even been put on social media yet?
No, she hasn't.
Oh, see? I mean, that'll probably happen before this drops, but I still feel good that we can first talk about our newest baby.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
All right. So mother of dogs.
Mother of dogs.
All right.
No children.
No
'cause
children
I'm 20.
yet. Just canine children.
Yes.
I love it. Well, do they have like a grandparent name? Because my dogs started my mom and dad's grandparent names for the human children now, and I just always find that hilarious.
Oh, yeah. My dad is called Peepaw.
Love it.
Yep. And my mom is just,
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. She's really awesome.
Holly. Yeah. Well, I feel like that's like a Southern tradition. You know, my dogs have godparents, I have the godmother, and then Gramsy, that name, which is the most random grandmother name I think you can find, came from my blue heeler, which was a cattle dog that I raised not on cattle in Baton Rouge when I was in college. It was my baby.
Oh, my goodness.
That was my first child. So, fellow dog lover.
Yes, I love dogs. Yep.
All right, now tell me about your business.
Yes, Golden by Ella. I started this business after a very life-changing event. So my ex-boyfriend, which I thought he was the love of my life since I was like 12. As we got closer, he kind of would tell me not to do things that I like to do, like get my nails done, get a spray tan, and my extensions, and like that's what made me feel confident. I mean, I'm confident, but it helped me a lot with my confidence. You know how a spray tan makes you feel. I mean, it helps you.
And my heels.
There you go. Your heels for you.
I'm ready to work.
Right. So when we broke up, literally the first thing I wanted to do was go get a spray tan, and it just made me like realize that I'm not going to change myself for a boy anymore.
Amen. One more time for all the people in the back. She's not changing for a boy.
Don't change yourself for a guy. And I just want to like inspire other young girls not to just be themselves and not to change themselves. If they want to go get their nails done and stuff, don't listen to somebody if they tell you no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's who you truly are.
Yeah.
So if he's wanting to change something, he's not truly loving you.
Right.
You know who they are. My husband's really good at that, even though I want to strangle them. If I complain about anyone, he's like, then you're not fully accepting them. Because love is full acceptance of where they are. Yeah. And everybody is truly doing their best no matter what they're going through. So.
Yeah, not that I didn't think I was, beautiful without it, but it just gives me confidence.
Well, I wear a full face of drag makeup every day, so you don't have to explain that to me. Even my daughters, I'm like, y'all don't need makeup. They're like, then what the heck are you doing, Mom? And I'm like, this is just habit, okay? This is habit. But I can totally resonate with that.
Yeah.
If something makes you feel good and gives you confidence, why not?
Yeah, and that's where it all started.
That's where it started.
Yes.
Okay. So was it just an idea? You were getting spray tans because you said you wanted one, so you enjoyed going. So.
Yes, I love to go. And then the girl that I used to get them from, she was kind of like, you would be good at this. And so I trained under her for a little while. And then that ended up not working out. But so then I just branched out on my own, and I was like, I'm going to do this. And that's how it started.
I love
it.
It's
going well.
I know most of the businesses that we create, there's some element that we see that is not being serviced, right?
Yeah.
Some improvement that we can make, or somebody that has some problem that's not being solved.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you make your spray tan business different?
Young girls can relate to me and I can relate to them because I'm young. And not everyone wants a grown woman seeing them fully naked. And I just feel like
How is
that
it, by the
sets
way,
me
to talk
apart.
to me with my shirt on? Is it easier? Or
So it really doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It never has. Like the first time someone completely stripped down nude, I was like, it didn't even bother me at all.
Well, you're a professional.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can attest to that. I mean, I don't know that there was one hiccup in our conversation the whole
No,
time.
yeah.
So I can personally attest. I think you're different in the sense that, one, your environment is incredible. So we'll talk about that in a second, about where you're located and how you have it set up. But like your attention to detail. I know that sounds crazy, but I've always hated spray tans because you won't remember this. Maybe your mom will tell you about it. But we would walk into a machine, and a machine would spray you, and then you'd walk out. You didn't really get to pick a color, and you're sitting there matching my tone, talking to me about where I'm going, how I'm going to wear it, to know what solution. I don't know what decision you're making, but I love that you're taking care of it for me. You have, your little air tubes. You're spraying things. You're dusting me. I don't have creases. I don't have spots. Like, all those things are hugely important, because my experience with spray tans was like, you're going to be an Oompa Loompa. Your hands are going to look insane. So please don't get it if you're going to show your hands to anybody, but you just, honestly, you leave flawless and it's immediate. So I love the service that you offer. I think it's fabulous. And yes, my experience might have been outdated, but it's a much better experience today.
No, yeah, I think also like making people look natural, like you said, that's another thing that sets me apart from other people.
So I just went recently because I was getting photographed for a magazine. And so I was telling her, all the credits that I wanted to put in it. And she's like, well, what's Ella by Golden? And I was like, a spray tan. She's like, wait, you have a spray tan? So like, I can adjust to that. It looks natural. People, and my mom was sitting right there, and she's like, right now? Like, you have a spray tan right now? I'm like, yes, y'all.
Yay.
I haven't seen the sun in 60 days.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you do an incredible job, to the
Thank
point
you so
that
much.
people close to me, my own mother, was like, not even realizing that I had it done.
Thank you.
So you do. Awesome job. So tell us where it's located.
So I'm located in Mandeville, inside of Hat House Boutique, and that kind of works out really good because we bring each other business.
Yeah.
And
you definitely brought her business when I went. 'Cause every time I go in, I buy something.
Yeah. She has really cute clothes in there.
She does.
But and I'm just in a little room in there, and it's just
in the back. It's private. I love that about it. Try on your clothes beforehand, though.
Yes. Don't get a spray tan and then try on clothes.
No. Or you could be like me and you do, and then you just have to buy it anyway and pray that it works.
Yeah. But it's really like pink and girly, as you know. I just wanted somewhere that people could feel comfortable. And like, I also like it because it's good for taking pictures in there, so it's good for advertising. When people get a spray tan, they can tag me. So, yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
So we met through your mom, Holly. And I think, that's one of my favorite things, is that it's a legacy of sorts, that, I get to meet her child who's starting their business. Yeah. And you came to us early on just to get some ideas about getting started, which was just really cool to see a young woman that's interested in starting a business. I honestly, most of the time, don't even care what the industry is, because business principles are business principles. And when you see that drive in somebody and that's your passion, that's what my motivation is. So thank you for doing that, because, you serve as our motivation and success behind it too. But, one of the things that is so important to me, and I was excited to have you on the podcast, is to talk about the influence of having a working mother. Because it's honestly, I talk about what St. Timothy Parish means to me, because both of my parents are from here. They were actually born in New Orleans East, grew up there. They moved to Slidell when they were younger, right after they had me when I was 6 months old. So I grew up over there with a family of entrepreneurs. And when that's your life, that's your norm, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you grow up in. And what I found over the years of me working in business, supporting entrepreneurs, and even some of our own employees, is that there's so many women in business that struggle with the idea of finding this balance between, raising a family or being a business owner, and feeling that they have to make a choice. And I am so eternally grateful that thought doesn't even come to my mind, because I watched my mother do both really well. And then I had a father that not only said, like, yes, live your passion, because my mother was a beautician, a stylist, which we'll talk about that too, because I hear you're in beauty school. Yeah. And so I watched her build her own career, build her own salon, build her book of business. And she not only could do that, but she also had my father's support. And so that was huge to me. So tell me a little bit about your life and your influence with your mom, because she's a hustler in her own right.
So my parents, they were in a very successful direct sales business since I was really, really young. And they would bring me to travel with them everywhere. And so I just feel like it just helped me, because I've always wanted to not work under someone. Like, I've always wanted to own my own business, because I've seen them be able to do that, like, own a business and have me there with them. And I traveled all over the United States with them.
I mean, is it natural to you does it seem unnatural to you to be a woman in business?
No, not right. At all.
I think, it's beautiful to see that happen in somebody that's 20 years old. Almost, not exactly, but almost double your age, right around the corner. And honestly, for our age group, it was hit and miss, because I would say it was a time where maybe half the moms were working, or maybe 30% of the moms were working, the rest were staying home. So, take that with you, continue to build that legacy if you plan to have a family in the future, because you don't realize what you're doing with the minds of those individuals, because that becomes their norm. Yeah. And whatever you're creating in the future, and as you become your own person and have your own ideals, you're still going to take that from your foundation. Yeah. So you're still having an influence on your kids. So
I've never felt like my mom wasn't there for me. Like, I feel like some people might think that they can't do both, but you can. Like,
absolutely.
My mom has always been there at everything that I needed her to be at, and she was also working. She does real estate. She works, and she's also there for me when I need her.
I love that. Yeah. People always come to me, entrepreneurs, when I'm representing them, and they're like, Lauren, help me find my balance. Like, how do you find balance? And I'm like, oh, honey, you would find my balance insane. You don't want me to give you my balance. What you have to do is work towards what is your unique balance, right? And I've truly, over time, I think you really need to boil it down. It fits in this conversation so well, which is be who you are. Like, truly understand who you are as a person. And it takes time and effort for you to truly understand yourself and grow into your own being and live who you are. Mm-hmm. And then with that, also living your priorities, which also takes time and effort to structure and truly understand what your priorities are. Because you only get truly emotionally off balance when you're not doing one of those things. So step one, you started this business and ended a relationship because you wanted to be who you were. Yeah. And I love that. Yes. So you're already fitting in that. And then 2, you're learning priorities right now because you're in school, right? Yes. So tell me what you're in school for.
I am in cosmetology school right now because I want to add on hair to Golden by Ella. I'm going to still do spray tanning and everything, but
you're going to be a one-stop shop.
Yes.
I mean, if you start doing makeup, girl, you're just going to be a full glam team all in one.
Yeah. Hire me for everything.
That's right.
But yeah, I'm in school. I have 7 months left.
Okay.
And then, so I'll be licensed. I'm in school in Mississippi right now. Okay. Just because it's where my mom went, and my teacher is a really good teacher, so I wanted to have her. And, so I'll be licensed in Mississippi, and then I'll take Louisiana, like the law part of the test, and then I'll be licensed in both states.
So important where we live. I love that St. Timothy Parish is on the state line because, I mean, same with our business. It's almost like it's just one big territory here. So being duly licensed is huge.
And I have a lot of family there, so that's good. So I'll be able to do their hair if they want me to in Mississippi.
Absolutely. So what are you liking best right now? Color?
Yes, like color. Color and extensions is what I want to do.
Okay, cool. So y'all learning extensions too? That was, again, dating myself, but that was always a separate certification you had to get later. It
is a separate, but that's what I want to do. Like color and extensions is what I want to specialize in.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. We're going to be looking good in St. Timothy Parish. Right? You're going to do it all. So my mom's business was a salon. So I grew up, and even a portion of my life, the salon was in the house. So, like, I really feel like I can process any process. I can mix color. I know what the solutions are. People don't realize perms these days, but I could roll a whole head with rods. And your mom will tell you, too, about the cap highlights. I would pull cap highlights for my friends. My mom, it was terrible. Spaghetti hair.
My mom's salon, because she did hair when we lived in Mississippi. It was attached to our house, and it was like a really cool door, but it looked like a bookcase, and you would just open the bookcase and it went right into the salon. It was like a movie. It was crazy.
That's so cool. I love it. We got that big similarity too.
Yes.
When you grow up in that glam environment, you kind of can't help but fall in love with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's how it was for me. I would sit as a young child and I would just be in awe in some of the women, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they look so great. And I get so excited when they left. So and then the loud women that would come in on Saturday morning that I would be yelling at. I'm like, y'all are so loud. Get out
and
of the
I'm
salon.
trying to sleep.
Right? I was always an early bird. I was probably trying to read or something in my nerd life. But so very cool. And I'm glad that you're learning to structure your priorities and running a business while being at school.
Yeah, that's been very difficult, but I'm doing it. So
it'll serve you well through life because it ain't going to change.
Yeah.
It's always going to be something you're balancing.
I'm working like a lot at night, which before I went to school, it was mainly during the day, because I didn't. But I do not want to let my business go at all. So I'm doing both.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're used to balancing school with your work-life balance and activities because was it true that you were homeschooled while you were traveling the U.S.? So tell me a little bit about that.
I was homeschooled from 3rd grade until I graduated. I graduated a year early.
Awesome.
But yeah, it's definitely helped because my mom has also, she's wanted me to motivate myself. She wasn't going to obviously she's going to tell me to do my schoolwork if I'm not doing it. But that has helped a lot with being motivated to keep my business going and keep my social media up because that's a big part. Yeah. To manage my own schedule. Yeah.
So you had schooling, School of Hard Knocks, and you got the social environment of traveling the country, meeting a bunch of entrepreneurs. You poor thing. I think people would pray for that kind of exposure as a young child.
And I played tennis. I wanted to play tennis in college, but I got burnt out because I was playing so much. So that was another reason why I did online or homeschool because I was practicing all the time. So I've always had to juggle school and something else.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's a huge blessing that you got that early on.
Yes.
So what are some of your, outside of balancing your schedule, biggest challenges in getting the business started and getting it off the ground?
I think not being from here, I didn't know a lot of people, but the way I started getting myself out there was I would pick a few people on social media that had a good following and offer them a spray tan in exchange for a Instagram shout out, and that really had helped my business.
I absolutely love that you did that on your own. I get in fights with some of the new business owners that come into my office. They don't even want to discount their services initially, and I'm like, hey, it's basically like free marketing. Yes, you're doing the service, but you're not having to go out and pay for somebody, right? And if you do a good job, time and time again, you'll get more business. Yes,
that has helped. That helped me a ton. If I had anything to tell to anyone who was starting a business, I would say, because you're right, they don't want to you have to pay for product and stuff, and it is expensive, but it really pays off because
absolutely
that has helped my social media a ton. That really did.
Well, I think that's a huge advantage of any young entrepreneurs today is y'all understand social media.
Yeah.
There's no learning curve.
Yeah.
So what's your platform that speaks to your ideal client, or who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is someone probably close to my age that.
But she does accept older people.
I do. No, I love everyone my age. I mean, I've had like 80-year-olds come in there and get spray tan. Like, I love it.
You pick your ideal client. That's who you're speaking to. It doesn't mean you don't offer your services to someone else. You still want to speak to your ideal client. Okay, so that woman is your age, so about 20 years old.
Yeah, just needs a little confidence boost. I love to like pour into people and help them feel confident. That is probably the main thing that I love about my business.
It's your main motivator, huh?
Yeah, is giving people confidence that they need.
Gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's something truly giving back to everybody. So you do that on TikTok, Instagram. I'm sure Facebook is not your ideal market for that person.
No.
Hey, don't laugh. It's where my people are.
No, I love Facebook. I'll go in there and like look at like my mom's friends. I like to stalk on Facebook.
It's a good one. It's a resource, okay? That's what we'll say. Facebook is a resource.
Facebook is a resource. No, I love Instagram. Instagram is my favorite platform. I love to make reels, and I really have not done a lot on TikTok, but I would say Instagram.
Okay, and what's your handle so everybody can find you?
Golden.by Ella.
And that's where they can see pictures and
reels and client reviews and stuff like that. Yeah,
I gotta get on there because I will give you a Raven review, girl.
Oh,
I love
thank you.
All right, so what do you love most? We talked about your challenges, but what do you love most about being a business owner?
Meeting new people. I get to meet all kinds of people.
Wait, you're homeschooled and you don't want to live in a shell? You actually like people?
I know, right? No, yeah, like meeting new people. I love to talk. I mean, obviously, I'm on a podcast. I love to talk.
It's a good place for it.
And I would say meeting new people, talking to new people, and then, like I said, like helping people feel confident in their own skin. Yeah.
Awesome. And then what are your dreams for Golden by Ella, and what do you see happening in the next 5 years? You're done with beauty school. What does it look like?
So I'm done with beauty school. I do want to apprentice somewhere so I know, because you don't learn a lot in beauty school. They teach you the basics. Yeah. Then you have to go out on your own.
Law school's the same way. We don't even get clinicals like doctors. It's just like, we're going to tell you to read a lot of these books and then figure it out.
You're going to have to figure it out. Yeah, so I want to apprentice somewhere. I haven't really decided where. I have a place in mind with someone who is very successful, a very good color artist in New Orleans, or, like in the New Orleans area.
Yeah.
And after that, I'll do spray tanning and hair. And I eventually want to own my own extension line one day.
Fun.
Yeah. So that'll be a long time from now, but yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so many different techniques today, though. I find that very interesting. I mean, again, I'll have to find it for you since you're not. No, I think she's on Instagram too, on Facebook. But there's one girl that makes fun of the 90s where we had the tape-in extension, well, the 2000s. Mm-hmm. Tape-in extensions, and it'll show her like with her white lips, and then she turns around and you see the extensions taped in the back. So I'm going to have to send you some of those so you can laugh at our former failed extension lives.
Yeah, send me that.
They don't damage the hair much anymore. I'm interested in
I've had them for 3 years now.
You have extensions now?
I do.
They look so good.
Can't even tell, can you?
You can't. No, people constantly think I do, and I'm like, no, you can pull my hair.
Yeah,
it's all mine. Although it's thinning and it's turning gray, but it's still mine.
You're like, this is all natural.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm trying to decide what my 40 hairstyle is going to be. I keep thinking I got to cut my hair when I get to 40, and everybody's like, no, you're good to 45. You can.
No, I like your hair like that.
Just trying to figure out. I got my 60-year-old hairstyle. I'm gonna be full on. Yes, Devil Wears Prada. I'm going to let the gray shine through. We're going to have a nice little pixie. I'm ready for 60. I just don't know what the heck I'm doing in between. So if you come across and you're like, this is Lauren's 40s and 50s, then I need you to let a girl know.
Yeah, I got you. Don't worry, I got you. That needs
to be part of your business plan.
Okay. Find Lauren's 40-year-old hairstyle.
Lauren's 40-year-old hair. That's right. you know a little bit about Arena, right? You've hung around with us. We hang out with your mom. So we have values that are very important to us. And I'm very picky when I tell people to pick their values of their company to make sure it's something that they're living. I always, use the quote, preach the gospel daily, when necessary, use words. Like, you shouldn't have to say, hey, my value is integrity, right?
Yeah.
You should be working with me and you're like, those people operate with integrity. Like, that's how a value system works. So, ours, vocation, legacy, teamwork, leadership, like these values are hugely important to us. So are there any values that are important to your organization, or one of the values that I mentioned of Arena that really resonate with you?
Yeah, I think integrity a lot. I was named after Cinderella. So my favorite quote ever is to have courage and be kind. And that is just huge to me, You gotta have courage and be kind to everybody.
Yeah. And I think people forget that these days, particularly, we always say from our end, because we define what those words mean to us, not just what you look up in a dictionary, but that integrity and that basis is what you're doing when people aren't looking. And so to me, kindness is embedded like in your soul. Like, do you have a kind soul, right? Anybody can go say, I'm going to be kind today. And then shit happens, right?
Yeah.
Stuff happens. And then you're out and about, right? And then all of a sudden you're being rude, right? But you have to have that rooted
and especially like owning a business, like you have to be kind.
People aren't always nice, man.
No, they aren't.
My dad used to tell me that all the time, and understanding, being an entrepreneur. He's like, everyone says, and you mentioned it earlier, like, I don't want to work for someone, and there's something to be said for it. But at the same time, you're always answerable to your clients.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're at the top of the business, right? Are you properly setting expectations? Are you meeting their needs? Are you solving their problems? You're still answerable to your clients. And sometimes the general public, they sometimes lack a little self-awareness, and you have to fill in that gap for them. So I agree with that, especially when you're offering a service.
Yeah, and I've been in retail since I was 15. I worked at Blossom Girl in Mandeville.
That had to be a real cool job.
Yeah, and I worked for Carrie Parsons, and she taught me a lot about customer service. One of the books I read was The Nordstrom Way, and it's literally about the whole thing is about customer service and how important it is.
So you were exposed to business, homeschooled, and forced to work. I mean, that's some damn good parenting right there. I'm loving it. My parents are the same way. So when I was 15, my dad had gotten a coffee shop out of default, and he basically was like, figure out how to run that business. And that's what I did in high school. And I would go there before I went to school in the morning, then I would go to practice, and I would go close it down, and I'd had to go through the books, and I had to reconcile every month. And they had adults that went and worked and managed it during the day while I was in school, but I was forced to run that business, behind the scenes.
It's so important.
And every weekend. And again, eternally grateful, because it just became second nature, to have that hustle, that grind, and that desire, and the confidence, like you said, instilling confidence to know that you can do something bigger.
Yes. Yeah.
So I love that aspect. All right. So if someone's trying to get in touch with Ella because they want to look beautiful, have some more confidence, get that little glow, how do they get in touch with you?
Best way is to DM me on Instagram, and I'm really good about responding to those messages.
I love it. And you have a scheduler too, don't you?
Yeah. My website, goldenbyella.glossgenius.com. You can do a whole online schedule right there. And then also my email is on there too, if you need to send me an email.
Yeah. I think it's perfect, because if you're like me, you're busy, and then it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm like, crap, I need this to happen the next 48 hours. And so just being able to not have to call during business hours.
Yeah, and even if
get
there's a time on there or if you need a time that's not on there, you can always just message me, and I'm really good about getting people in when they need to.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I can definitely attest to that. And I love it. And I loved our time today.
Yes.
So anything else you want to tell anybody?
I don't think so.
Just go get pretty.
Yeah,
right?
Go get pretty. Beautiful.
All right, well, finish up that beauty school, because we need that one-stop glam shop.
7 months, I'm counting down.
All right. By the time this airs, we'll have to count down again. We'll be like, this is the countdown, St. Tammany, but she's got you from here.
Right.
All right, well, thank you for joining us today,
Thank you so much.
All right.